So, you might ask, when starting to actually get into speedrunning this game, what you should improve upon after your first runs. You might seek advice from other players, or you think about it yourself. You and these players might even come to the same conclusion, that is, that you should reduce deaths first. While yes, reducing deaths is important, this is a very simplified way to look at it and might divert your attention to the wrong things. It shouldn't be your main focus while improving, because it could make you play overly safe to try to not die more, instead of just learning faster strats. I'm not saying you should copy world record level strats, as this is a bad idea in this game since world record strats require a huge jump in mechanics and precision. But you should find a consistent and fast way to beat a room that you can confidently replicate. That is the main way to improve at this game as a beginner. Lowering your death count is a byproduct of this, not the focus. After a while, you might have a strat for every room, but even then, lowering deaths shouldn't be your focus. There might be strats that are faster and more consistent all around the game that you have yet to look at. This can be done by just watching other runs that are slightly faster than the time you're aiming for, watching a tutorial, or by asking other more experienced players in the speedrunning section of the Celeste Discord server. They might be doing faster stats now, but there were beginners ones as well, so they'll probably know decent stats for all skill levels. Improving your execution of current strats, which is what is commonly referred to as movement, is also another way to bring your time down by a surprising amount. What I mean by this is to tighten up your inputs and do them as soon as possible. That could also mean identifying bottlenecks that prevent you from doing your next action immediately. A classic example for this is reducing airtime to land quickly. Getting more consistent with your current strats is of course also important. While a mistake of your current strat might lead to a death, it's important to note that not every mistake always results in one, but could still lose the same amount of time.
No.
Oh my god! World record!
Also, as a side note, I recommend figuring out why a mistake has happened. That helps you minimize making the same mistake in the future. Sometimes it might be a knowledge difference, so asking other players is always helpful. Finally, there are players who focus more on playing with rather safe strats, which is a completely fine and valid playstyle. You just have to be aware that you will hit a wall sooner rather than later. At that point you have to revamp your strats maybe way more often than other players. Deaths will come down over time, and reducing them will happen over time with effective practice. This shouldn't be the main focus, and dying a few times is fine. But regardless of what I say, first and foremost, do whatever is fun for you. But remember, like the game says to you, be proud of your death count.